DC Fitness Squad, what is going on? I hope you're all doing well and amazing today. It is your favorite coach, Danny C, coming at you live a little bit later with the podcast. You can literally see it's like pitch dark in this room in the camera right now. I'm trying to shine as much light on me as possible. It's a little bit darker. I usually do the podcast earlier, but been traveling, and as a lot of you saw, I did become a godfather this weekend. Blessed to be able to have that privilege. And yeah, but we're here, we're showing up. I'm honestly excited for today because a lot of gentlemen come to me struggling with yo-yo dieting, yo-yo weight loss. And I know that a lot of you have tried to lose weight before, but the diet wasn't sustainable for you. So you put all the weight back on. And if that's you right now, then you're going to want to listen up because this is going to be extremely important. And honestly, I'm just going to be talking about one major component that will help you lose the weight and keep it off, especially when it comes to diet. We got a good amount of people here. What is going on? Make sure you hashtag I'm here if you're watching live. And if you're watching on the replay, hashtag replay for me. I just want to see who's tuning in. I want to know who's getting value. And after the podcast, message me your biggest takeaway and we could have a conversation about, why you struggle with this. And I have a bunch of free resources I can send you, like ebooks, and I have almost 200 podcast episodes I can literally send your way in terms of what you're struggling with. All right. But today is going to be extremely helpful for you, gentlemen. So stay tuned. Let's get into the countdown. All right. I'm going to get into the podcast and we'll go from there. Appreciate you tuning in. Let's go. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Men's Fat Loss Made Easy podcast, where I'm here to give you the best tips and tricks that you can use on your fat loss journey. Today, we're going to be talking about how to stay away from yo-yo dieting forever, gentlemen, for good. Because yo-yo weight loss, yo-yo dieting is one of the most annoying things on this planet. Because, gentlemen, let's just be honest, right? You probably got motivated before, you started to lose weight, and then you just became inconsistent. And it's because you don't know how to maintain a balanced diet all year round, and you fall off track very easily. The weight that you lost before is now back on because you didn't have a sustainable diet plan, and now you're looking in the mirror and you're like, I let myself go. Like, what happened? And you let yourself go. You have some extra stubborn body fat hanging around your stomach and your love handles and you're top heavy and you're looking in the mirror. You're like, what am I going to do with this beer belly? And we're going to change that today, gentlemen, because I know, and I talk to a lot of guys that struggle right now taking their shirt off in front of other people. And they're buying bigger clothes over the past couple years. But my question for you, gentlemen, is, are you prepared to keep playing the same game for the rest of your life? Are you prepared for that? Are you prepared to keep playing this same game of not feeling comfortable in your body, not feeling good in your own clothes, always being the back of the bunch, huffing and puffing when you go to big cities, walking around with your friends because you're fucking out of shape? Aren't you tired of being sick and tired? Has it not come to that point yet? You've wasted time and money on the quick fixes. You've tried it. You tried the weight loss supplements. God, I just heard about weight loss shots. I just heard you can inject yourself with a shot and lose. My ass. You can't. All right, you might lose a couple pounds, but all those cheap cookie cutter plans won't change your habits. And that's the key. It won't change your life and how you go about nutrition, how you look at exercise. Because right now you probably look at it as a chore. Your diet sucks. And that's why we're talking today, though. You need a permanent solution, gentlemen. So today I'm going to teach you how to stop the yo-yo dieting forever and ever and ever. And honestly, I'm excited because we're going to be talking about one major aspect that will completely change the weight loss game for you. All right. And if you focus on this one main aspect, you will be able to lose the weight. You'll finally keep it off this time, and you'll actually feel comfortable in your clothes. All right. And I'm excited to teach you what this one rule is. And what this one rule is that changed my life. I teach this to all my clients, which I'll get into a second. But if you really want to ditch the yo-yo dieting forever, you need to be focusing on the 80-20 rule. You need to be focusing on the 80-20 rule. If you're listening to that and you're like, what is this guy talking about? I'm going to get into that. But before I even do that, before I get into how the rule actually works, I want you to know that this is a staple in our DC Fit weight loss programs, like an actual staple. You must know this once enrolling into the program, once we teach you about how this is actually going to work, right? When we help clients with nutrition, we do not give them a restrictive meal 1, have this, meal 2, have that, meal 3, because that just doesn't work. And I guarantee a lot of you guys tried that before. You tried like the meal 1, chicken, rice, broccoli, just wasn't sustainable. And so for us, we give our clients specific macronutrient goals focusing on protein, carbs, fats, and we make sure that they stay true to this 80-20 rule. All right. And why we do this is because if our clients could really focus on the total calories they need per day, why protein is important, how much protein they should be getting, how to actually consume this protein, carbs, fats as well, while focusing on the 80-20 rule, they're destined to lose weight and keep it off. They're destined. If they focus on their own specific macronutrients and calorie goals that are laid out for them and this 80-20 rule. But if they don't focus on this 80-20 rule, it's going to become hard. That's why this is a staple in our DC Fit weight loss programs. And this is a permanent solution that will work for you too. This is a permanent solution that will help you lose weight long term. So what the 80-20 rule consists of, you're like, all right, what is this? What is this rule? What is this magic rule? What the 80-20 rule consists of is focusing on whole foods 80% of the time and processed foods 20% of the time. All right, whole foods 80% of the time and processed foods 20% of the time. Your whole foods are going to consist of mostly like lean meat, any fruit that you want, bananas, berries, mangoes, any vegetable under the sun, broccoli, lettuce, carrots, potatoes, quinoa, chickpeas, like other ingredients like that. And the list goes on and on and on. But the golden rule for the 80% side, the 80% whole food side, you want to be asking yourself, is this grown from the ground or from an animal? That's just going to boil it down right there. Is this, when you're looking at ingredients, is this grown from the ground or is it from an animal? Because if it is, then it's fair game. That's the most natural you could possibly get. So focusing on 80% whole foods, but then also you have to focus on the 20% as well. And the 20% of the 80-20 rule consists of all the processed foods you can think of. Alcohol, pizza, burgers, donuts, sweets. I'm encouraging you, gentlemen, to have these things just for 20% of the time. Just for 20% of the time. And that's the key right there. Living in moderation. You need to be doing this. And if you have that good balance of this 80-20 rule, you will be able to lose weight without restrictions. All right. If you're extremely new to this 80-20 rule, then maybe for you, we're going to start with 70-30, right? It gives you more flexibility with the processed foods, 70% whole foods, 30% processed. So it gives you a little bit more flexibility, but either way, you need to be enjoying the foods that you like, gentlemen. You need to be enjoying your favorite foods because so many gentlemen come to me and they tried the 100% whole food, 0% processed diet. They tried going all in before. They tried cutting the carbs. They tried cutting the alcohol, cutting out their favorite foods, and now all the weight is back on. So if that's you, we need to be focusing on the 80-20 rule. So how you're going to lose weight this time and keep it off is, yes, by focusing on a nutrient-dense diet for sure, but also carving time for your favorite drinks, for your favorite pizza, for your favorite burger from your local bar. Do not skip out on that stuff. If you are skipping out if you're skipping out with nights out for the guys because you don't know what to eat, or you're skipping out on fun, you are not going to last. If you're skipping out on the fun, it's just you don't know how to balance this lifestyle. So I want you to focus on, gentlemen, this 80-20 rule, because you can use this rule when you're out at restaurants, when you're on vacation, wherever you are. And that's it right there. That is the key. That's the one rule I wanted to teach you today, because if you stay consistent with this one rule, gentlemen, you will be living a different life in 2023. You'll feel slim, you'll feel fit, you'll have much more energy, you'll feel productive, and that's what I want for you. Because right now, you're like 40-60, 40% whole foods, 60% processed, maybe even 30-70, 30% whole foods, 70% processed. And it's because when you think of a diet, you think of salads, you think of cutting bread, you think of cutting pasta. I'm sorry, but you're wrong. You're wrong. And that's where I went wrong when I started my weight loss journey. I cut all that stuff. I remember in 2020, I was cutting apples. I was cutting out bananas because I thought I wasn't supposed to have sugar. I looked on something online, some influencer that didn't have a lot of clients or any proof that his stuff worked. And I was like, you know what? He's saying cut sugar. I'm going to try that. I cut out fruit, for God's sake. We need it. We need sugar. We need carbs. All right. And we need balance. We need to have our favorite pizza. We need to have our burgers. We need to have our favorite drinks, our old fashions, right? It just has to happen because we want to enjoy ourselves, but you can while focusing on this 80-20 rule. And that will change the game for you, gentlemen. That will change the game. Focusing on, yes, 80% whole foods, your nutrient-dense foods, but then 20% like have whatever the heck you want. Even if you're looking back at your week and it's 70-30 or 65-35 and like you didn't perfect that 80-20 rule, that's completely okay. As long as you look back at your week, Sunday night, I want you to look back and be like, you know what? I stayed true to a nutrient-dense diet while enjoying myself, while having a couple beers, pizza, whatever. I have clients that lose weight and have fast food, on God, because they focus on this 80-20 rule. Because in that 20% section, you could have whatever you want. All right. And in that 80% section, you could have what you want, but stay true to whole foods. Things that are grown from the ground or from an animal is going to be your main key. So that's it. That's really what I want to talk about. That one rule, gentlemen, is going to change the game for you, and it's going to stop your yo-yo dieting for good. Because why you yo-yo diet is because you go all in on your diet. Because when you get motivated, let's say the last time you started this was like 2019, you're like, all right, I got to do it. COVID hit, I got the quarantine 15, I got to do something about this. I'm going to cut carbs. I'm going to cut pasta. I'm going to cut bread. And now you're stuck at square one. You're back at square one. Why is that? Because you didn't have any balance. It was not a sustainable plan. You can't go all in on your fitness journey. There's no way to be perfect on your fitness journey. There's just no way. So use this 80-20 rule to give you some more flexibility with your diet. And like I said, this is a key staple. Day one, you're learning this when you come into our weight loss program. So I just wanted to share one key nugget that I teach my clients. I wanted to give it to you, and this will change the game for you 100%. Yes, there is more structure with meals and nutrition for my clients, but if you could just use this one rule, gentlemen, I think it'll definitely help you out. The 80-20 rule. 80% whole foods, 20% processed. That's the name of the game. That's the name of sustainable dieting, and that's just one key right there that will definitely help you out. And the next level to that is finding your specific macronutrient goals. Because the best part is you can have your carbs, you can have your fats, your protein, and fill those goals with any foods you like. You can fill your macro goals with new McDonald's. You could. But the 80-20 rule stops you from going overboard with the processed foods. So meeting your macronutrient targets with this 80-20 rule, it'll help. It took me years to learn this as a coach to teach my clients, but if you can master that, you will be able to lose weight, keep it off, get rid of those huge jeans that you're wearing right now, and you're going to have to buy new clothes. I'm sorry, but right now you're not feeling comfortable in your body. You're not feeling comfortable in your skin. And we need to do something about it because right now your diet is not all there. And this one rule will help you lose weight and actually enjoy yourself. Still have your favorite drinks, have the pizza, have the burgers in moderation, and that will help you out. All right. So that's it. That is all I got for today. All right. Wow. My laptop battery just completely went from 65 to 10%. That's crazy. But that's it. that is all I got. All right. So, like I said earlier, if you have a biggest takeaway and you're listening to the podcast right now, message me on Danny Cavs4 Instagram or Danny Cavallero Facebook. Your biggest takeaway, if something really stood out to you tonight, and I'll send you some free resources. I have way more podcasts that you can listen to if you're really struggling, but I'm here to help. I'm here to serve. I know there's gentlemen out there that are struggling with nutrition, struggling with workout consistency, struggling with feeling confident in who they are. And the truth is, you need a change. And hopefully this podcast just gave you one step in the right direction. And that's my intention for tonight. All right. So that is it. That is all I got. DC Fitness Squad, gentlemen, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for listening to this podcast. Talk to you on the next episode and have a great night. See ya. All right. Beautiful. DC Fitness Squad, thank you so much for tuning in late night with me, spending your time, your energy with me. Hopefully this was good. Hopefully this was helpful. Again, make sure hashtag I'm here if you're watching right now. And if you're watching on the replay, hashtag replay. And again, gentlemen, message me your biggest takeaway. What really stood out to you that you need some extra help with? And we can have a conversation about your goals and see what the best path is for you. All right. I have free resources. I have colleagues I can send you to that may specialize in what you're struggling with. And hopefully today helped you out. All right. So God bless everybody. Have the best night ever. And I'll talk to you on tomorrow's podcast. See you, everybody.